The homelessness happened pretty fast for me. I didn't even realize that I was homeless for the longest time, just because like if I had somewhere to be that night and to continue to get high, it was like I didn't consider being homeless. It took quite a few years before I realized that I was just another person that was homeless, and it was miserable. You know what I mean? Not knowing where you're going to go that night, and like who can you take advantage to be able to sleep somewhere, you know what I mean? And it was just sad, really. It was very sad. And I didn't really know what to do about it, and I didn't really care for the longest time, so I just continued down that path. The change shifted in my life when I had hit my rock bottom. I was done with everything, you know what I mean? I didn't like the people that I was around. I didn't like being in jail consistently. I didn't like just everything that was my life, and I knew that I had to change it. And I eventually started checking in with my PO, and I told him that I wanted to change. I checked myself into outpatient treatment, and I told them I needed inpatient before I disappeared, and I got checked into inpatient treatment within a week and a half and stayed there until they pretty much kicked me out, stayed there as long as I could, and just basically just went after everything that everybody told me was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? I just took suggestions from anybody and everybody that was on the path of success, and winners stick with winners, you know what I mean? And if you want to be a winner in your clean time, you have to stick with winners and take suggestions, you know what I mean? And that was what I was willing to do. I was willing to take suggestions from anybody and everybody that knew a better way to live than I did. The challenges and barriers that I thought were there was I didn't think there was help for someone like me, you know what I mean? Somebody that was so deep in the criminal justice system that nobody wanted to help me, you know what I mean? And I didn't know that there was an extremely large amount of ways to get housing as long as I was doing the right thing, you know what I mean? And that's all it took, was me doing the right thing and asking people, like, you know what I mean, what are some of the things I can do to fix my housing situations? And I mean, it got to the point where there were so many different things to fill out and to put my name on to get housing that it almost got annoying. There were so many of them, and you know what I mean. And still, I was not very hopeful to be able to get any of these things because of how bad my criminal background is. And I very quickly realized that a lot of these people didn't care about any of that. You know what I mean? That didn't matter, because I was making the right steps to better my future, and that's all that mattered. And I eventually got my own apartment, living happily, college student, you know what I mean? And I couldn't be happier.